John Burrow once said, "A man can fail many times, but he isn't a failure until he begins to blame somebody else." Despite these wise words, we are in the age of Trump and Brexit. Therefore, let's start to point fingers.
Most all American expats have had many negative ramifications from the Foreign Account Tax Compliancy Act, also known as FATCA. In fact, it might have led to the closing of your brokerage account in the United States, or even your non-US bank telling you to go elsewhere.
So it's Obama's fault, right?
Not exactly. When you follow along with FATCA brought about, it's really introduced ways that American expats could get caught while not declaring taxes, owning PFICs, or even not declaring taxes that were owed.
So if Obama just built a means to catch non-compliant individuals, why did everything change for expats in 2010?
Well, rules from past presidents started to be enforced. Ronald Reagan, the beloved president that was in favor of cutting taxes, added a huge tax to American expats with foreign investments with the introduction of PFIC rules, also known as passive foreign investment companies. These were designed to prevent Americans from owning managed vehicles from foreign jurisdictions.
So what about the notorious Nixon?
In 1970, Richard Nixon signed into place the Bank Secrecy Act, and American expats had to report all foreign bank accounts that aggregate to over $10,000 US. They have subsequently never increased this amount to meet inflation growth. If you haven't provided these documents, they can lead towards large fines. All the while, no tax is ever owed on these declarations to the Treasury Department. Until FATCA, Nixon and all subsequent presidents had no means to police the foreign banks and to enforce the rules.
For the sake of pinning the blame for the frustrations behind being an American expat, we blame Abraham Lincoln.
Lincoln may have abolished slavery in the United States, but made any American that moved out of the country de facto slaves, of which no other country other than Eritrea follows the logic, and even Canada has banned them from being able to do so. Abraham Lincoln introduced citizens-based taxation with the first income tax signed on August 5, 1861, and was a measly 3% of income to help fund the North in the Civil War efforts. All of the above culminated in what is now known as the FATCA Accords established by Barack Obama. This law was designed to increase the compliance of U.S. taxpayers that had reporting requirements for financial accounts that were held in foreign jurisdictions. To ensure compliance throughout the chain, the new framework imposed legislation onto both the individual and the financial institutions that service the U.S. persons. This led to the stricter reporting standards and larger penalties being imposed for non-compliance. With the newfound power in place, the FATCA Accords essentially became the international policing force for U.S. persons with foreign accounts and assets. With over 113 countries having signed up to comply with the U.S. FATCA rules, and an additional 200,000 plus institutions having registered with the IRS.